It was Prime Minister's questions today, and it was nothing short of intense. In this video, we'll watch and react as Starmer faces relentless scrutiny, struggling to respond to tough inquiries. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. Mr. Speaker, the Chancellor previously claimed her budget was a once-in-a-parliament reset. If that's the case, why is there an emergency budget scheduled for next week? We've delivered record investment, seen 3 consecutive interest rate cuts, and wages are rising faster than prices, a significant boost for the cost of living. This is after just 8 months in office, following 14 years of economic mismanagement. Meanwhile, the opposition presided over interest rates hitting 11% and created a massive black hole in the economy. They crashed the system. We're rebuilding Britain. We all know why an emergency budget is necessary. Since the last one in October, growth has declined, borrowing has increased, and business confidence has been severely damaged. Does the Prime Minister now regret raising taxes on businesses? The April will present their numbers in the upcoming spring statement. The reality is we've seen record investment, interest rates cut, and strategic spending in crucial sectors. The opposition can't seem to decide whether they support or oppose national insurance rises. If they plan to reverse them, what taxes will they raise to cover the gap? The only black hole is the one this government is digging. Even Conservative MPs acknowledge the Chancellor's mistake, which is why an emergency budget is necessary. Today, Conservatives will vote on exempting hospices, pharmacies, and care providers from the national insurance rise. Will the Prime Minister at least support exempting these vulnerable services? I notice the opposition hasn't committed to reversing national insurance increases themselves. They demand benefits but fail to explain how they'll fund them. We have made provisions for hospices and charities, but we also had to secure the economy and address the financial mess left behind. The Prime Minister hasn't made the necessary provisions. Unemployment isn't a benefit, and business closures aren't either. Will he exempt hospices, including children's hospices, from the jobs tax? We've already allocated £100 million for adult and children's hospices, with an additional £26 million through the Children's Hospice Grant. The real issue is fixing the economy that was left in ruins with a £22 billion deficit. Perhaps the opposition should start with an apology. The Prime Minister boasts about funding, but that money was allocated for buildings, not salaries. As St Helena Hospice in Colchester pointed out, they cannot use this funding for wages, which is where urgent help is needed. Why is the Prime Minister ignoring the concerns of hospices? I've already outlined our position on hospices. The opposition wants to switch sides, but after 14 years of mismanagement, we're the ones fixing the issues. All they do is criticize from the sidelines without offering concrete policies. Winter fuel payments have been cut, and the jobs tax is impacting businesses and charities alike. The Chancellor initially promised a single budget per Parliament, yet here we are again. Before the emergency budget, will the Prime Minister reaffirm that income tax thresholds will not be frozen further? The opposition's scripted questions fail to adapt to the responses given. They now brand themselves as conservative realists, but the real conservative legacy includes open borders, economic downturns, soaring mortgage rates, a struggling NHS, and a weakened military. In contrast, this government has delivered 2 million additional NHS appointments, expanded breakfast clubs, strengthened border security, and secured a fully funded defense budget. That is the real difference. In other news, Meghan Markle's growing success continues to stir debate. As she prepares for the second season of her Netflix show and a new podcast, Love, Meghan, launching March 4th, she is also set to release another podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, on April 8 via Lemonade. Royal commentator Dr. Tessa Dunlop suggests Meghan has turned public scrutiny into a profitable venture. While her series initially received negative UK press, it has performed well globally on Netflix's top 10 list. What are your thoughts on today's topics? Drop your comments below. If you haven't already, like this video and subscribe for more British content. Thanks for watching, take care and goodbye.